First of all, measure the vase and divide the measurement that you get by 8. That 1/8 is 1 unit. Multiply it by 3 and mark this amount on the container, measuring from the bottom. This mark that you've just put in the container is where you will build your structure down so that you have the ration of 3, 5 and 8. 8 is the whole of the structure, 3 is the bottom bit of the vase that's revealed, and 5 is the stick section that you're going to make. Make a triangle shape with 3 twigs and connect them with the cable ties. Keep building with cable ties or hot glue in a random way so that the structures cover the open section of the vase and start to come down the sides. Keep building down to the mark that you've made, turning the vase as you go so that all the sides are encapsulated by the sticks. You can think about where you'll eventually put the flowers in the design, and you can put little plastic vials or glass vials in these positions. If you've got plastic ones, you can always paint them to hide them. Keep adding 3 or 4 more layers of sticks, covering the flower tubes. If you want to make it look more ordered, on the last row you can slant all the sticks on a diagonal. Here are 2 examples of this process by members of the Natia Floral Art Club as they worked on their pieces. Both these photos were taken in the early stages of the twig construction, with only 1 round of sticks completed. To be really effective, you need to go around about 3 or 4 times to create depth as you look through the sticks to the vase. Another advantage of this technique is you can take the completed twig structure off the vase, and then it becomes a completely separate structure that you can use in an entirely different way. You can turn it upside down, you could add a candle on the inside, flower tubes on the outside, and you've got a wonderful new creation. You could use fruit tree prunings, or you could use hydrangea prunings. These ones have been placed vertically and horizontally for a very different effect. The fruit tree prunings have been placed almost vertically for a very sort of up and down effect. You can really do whatever you want if you've got, some kindling chopped up or some firewood, that you just wanted to bung on in a vase. That would look particularly good. So yeah, just have fun with it. Just be really creative and just, let your imagination go.
So I'm here amongst the arum lilies. This is what I'm going to be using for my next floral design. Now, as you can see, it's springtime here, all the buds are coming out in the trees, and that's when these flowers are most prominent. So springtime flowers, normally quite to be found in swampy ground. Not that I'm saying that this garden's a swamp, because as you look around you can quite clearly see that it isn't. And it's funny because as we look here at these lilies, beautiful, but look at the size of this beast. Look at the state of him, he's massive. And curl out is 1 petal, he's even bigger. But we've got another one here that's hasn't fared too well. It's just got a little bit of wiltage around the things. I'm not going to be using that for the design. I'm going to pick the best flowers for my design because I want it to be the best design. And yeah, so that's about all I've got to say about arum lilies. So you've already seen how I made this twig-like structure and put it over the vase. Now I'm going to use Fibonacci's numbers again in my floral design, but this time in terms of proportion. So if we think of this vase split up into 8 parts, the twigs are covering 5 parts of the 8, leaving 3 parts exposed at the bottom. Now I'm going to add another bit of interest to the twigs. I'm going to get one of my glass cones, or you can use plastic cones if you have. If they're going to be seen, you can paint them, or since this one's glass, I'm just going to leave it clear. I'm going to pour a little bit of water in, and then I've got this foxtail fern. After I've put the vial into the twigs, I can just place it in. And then pop my foxtail fern in, and then just curve it round and tuck it underneath. Just get a little piece of wire and then just wrap that round just to hold it in place. And it's quite sort of fidgety, but it's worth it for the overall look. So let's just see if I can get this in. There we go. So just pop that little bit of wire around. I've just got a little bit of wire and just tucked it around underneath and just twisted it just to hold it in place, and that should keep it going round like that. I'm going to do that with 3 of my ferns. So I'll pop another little bit of water in. A bit too much. And then I'm going to pop him here. It's maybe a wee bit high. We'll see how it looks. So again, just curving it round. Oh, my scarf's caught. There we go. And then bringing it round here. And this one's actually going to stay, which is good. And then I've got a final foxtail fern to do that with. Put another wee vial in. And pop him in here so that then, if I can, so I just pop this one in at the top and then pull it around and just do the same thing again. This one, tucking it in, and that's held quite well. Great. I'm slightly concerned about this one, so I'm just going to pull it around a little bit and twist the wire a bit more. And now we're ready for the next stage. Brilliant. So the next part of the design, I've already put some more of these little glass vials just within the sticks, and they've got a bit of water in them. I've got these beautiful arum lilies, and I've just left them out of water for a few hours just to make them a bit more bendy and a bit easier to work with. And then all I'm doing, similar to what I've done with the foxtail ferns, is that I'll just find one of these vials, pop it in, and then just bring it round and tuck it in. There we go. And I've got 5 of these that I'm going to be doing that with. So, oh, this foxtail fern is just not wanting to stay, is he? So that's okay. If that happens, I'll just find another little bit of wire and pop him back in. Here we are. There's always one, isn't there? There's always one rogue little plant that just doesn't want to behave. We'll get him sorted. Okay. There we go. Okay, back to the arum lilies. So, let's pop him in here. And just tuck him underneath, like that. And then I've got another vial here. And if you just try and get them so that then they're going in the same sort of direction, following that kind of spiral round, then it should look quite good. Nah, I'm not going to put that there because it's too close to the other one. So if I just choose a spot over here, like this, and then bring them around and tuck them in. And with the final one, this one's a bit of a beast. He's got a bit of a wide stem, but that's okay. Just put him in slightly lower. And then curve it round. And find another little bit for him to just tuck in. And if there isn't anywhere for it to tuck in, you can just get another little bit of your wire and then just use that to hold it in place. Oh, try not to throw it about the place like me. And then a couple of twists, and that should hold. Beautiful. I'm really impressed with that.